Well, it's what I wrote. Whether it came out right, I don't know. So, okay, dyslexia. Is it a gift or is it a disability? Okay, so I'd like to see some hands of someone who knows a dyslexic or maybe is one. Okay, well, if you don't know, you do now, because I'm one. Okay, and so that means I struggle to read, I struggle to write, I struggle to spell, I have problems with decoding. But one definition says it's a learning disability. The early signs I had when I was a kid is that I was a bit uncoordinated and I kept falling over everywhere and I kept cutting my nose and grazed chin on my kids' pictures. So my mum decided to put me in tumble tots. I did pretty good. I ended up going to gymnastics. And I was pretty good at that because I became a British gold medalist. It was a team medal, and it was under 10s. And I was reserve, but it's still a gold medal. So when I went to primary school, before primary school, I was in kindergarten. Absolutely loved it. Perfect for me. Imagination, play. You know, I fitted right in. It's when I went into the school system that I found it hard. Pretty hard. Especially with the siren going off. So I went to primary school, and they used to call me a bit disruptive, distance, a bit of a dunce. But you know, I was, okay, at school I was a bit sort of like, disruptive. I did kind of kick the kids across the table or talk while they're reading. And when it came to the tests, spelling, grammar, I used to run over where they used to put the answer sheets. I used to pick them out, quickly run back, write the answers down, and then put it back on the pile again, hoping I picked someone who got the right answers. It's not because I was bad or a naughty child. It's because I struggled to focus. I struggled to keep up. I struggled to understand. It's really getting annoying now. Okay, so my teachers said to my parents at teachers' evening, they said, Tony, he's a lovely kid, but he just needs to work a bit harder. He's a bit lazy. Okay. And the kids used to go, oh, you see that Tony over there? He can't even read yet. Okay. And then I was suddenly told I had a learning disability. I was dyslexic. Well, to me, all that means is that I was eventually taken out of my class with all my friends, put on a special bus, and we went to a special school once a day a week. But I was taken out of the class from my friends. I felt humiliated. I felt a bit stupid. So my parents wanted me to go to a private school where my brother was, so I had to take entrance exams. So I took one and failed. I took another one, failed that. Eventually, I went to one school, and there's a special ed teacher called Mrs. Hardy. Basically, I got 6 minutes, not 4. They convinced the school to take me on. So me and my brother went to the school, and it's a boarding school. My parents flied off to America to start a new life for us all. While I was in boarding school, that's another story, it's another speech. But they're saying that it worked out because I got to go to Disneyland that Christmas. So I limped through school, literally, through rugby injuries and also academically, but Mrs. Hardy nursed me through. I ended up staying back a year my first year and watched my friends move on. In my GCSE year, my school wrote to my parents and they said, Dear Mr. and Mrs. Ward, Master Tony, unfortunately we don't think he's going to pass his GCSEs, so we've made a plan. We are going to let him come back next year and do his retakes. again. Felt stupid, humiliated, embarrassed. So I did what they said. I worked hard. And with the support from my teachers and Mrs. Hardy, I passed them GCSEs. I even got a few A-levels, even if they weren't the grades I needed. I then went on. Actually, no, wait a minute. I actually got, that last year, I got a physics prize. Me, dyslexic. Tell you what, you should have seen the smart kids' faces. They were a bit pissed. Yeah, see a dyslexic beaten to the physics prize. And then I ended up, after doing retakes, I went to university and I did a sports science course and then did a nutritional master's and then became a dietitian, where I am today. I ended up living around the world and working in different countries. And along the way, I even got a few international rugby caps. Yeah, played in the 2015 World Cup qualifiers. But, you know, still the World Cup. And then I ended up now managing a team in the NHS and also having my own business, which is thriving. So what I found interesting, that 1 out of 5 people are dyslexic. But the interesting thing is 30% of entrepreneurs and 40% of self-made millionaires also have that learning disability. You know the rocket science in NASA? Yeah? 1 in 2 are dyslexic. True. Albert Einstein, Whoopi Goldberg, Steve Jobs, Steven Spielberg are all dyslexic. Okay? So I put down to you now the same question. Is dyslexia a disability, or is it that makes you a bit disruptive, distant, and a bit dunce? Or is it a gift where you think a bit outside the box, a little bit differently, and with a bit of support, a bit of help, and a bit of understanding, you can make a dyslexic fly? Thank you.